Hello to all of you viewers of The Pioneer. Today we're here with some remarkable and extraordinary developments in the shadow of war. As the conflict between Ukraine and Russia continues unabated, new and complex dynamics have emerged that show once again that this war is not limited to the struggle between the two countries. In recent days, information coming from the field points to a situation that has profoundly affected the course of the war and has caused a great deal of repercussions in the international arena. Since the beginning of the war, the Ukrainian army has attracted attention with its strategic operations. However, these operations seem to target not only Russia's military power, but also the invisible actors of the conflict. In recent days, information in the international press has led to discussions on the military presence of different countries in the war zone and their direct or indirect effects. In particular, it's claimed that a compound hit in one of Ukraine's pinpoint operations is not only a strategic target, but also raises questions about who is present there. According to the latest information, North Korean senior military officials may have been present in one of the Russian compounds targeted by Ukraine. If these allegations are confirmed, it's possible to say that the war has become much more complex than just a power struggle between Ukraine and Russia. The presence of North Korean troops in this war could seriously affect not only the balance on the ground, but also international diplomacy and strategic calculations. This once again demonstrates that the scope of the war is widening and more countries are directly or indirectly involved. But the challenges facing North Korean soldiers in this war are also remarkable. Reports from the field reveal that these soldiers are suffering both physically and psychologically. They are allegedly suffering from serious endurance problems under the harsh conditions of war and in some cases even refusing to fight. This information reveals how the war is not only exhausting at the level of conflict, but also at the human and moral levels. How does this adverse situation of North Korean soldiers affect the balance between the parties to the war? More importantly, what clues do these difficulties hold for North Korea's role in this conflict? Let's take a look at the developments together. Before we get into our report, though, a quick reminder. The Pioneer team is definitely real. None of my team members or me are artificial intelligence. Even though AI is extremely advanced, it's still not as good as us. So please don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our daily reports and explanations. We do read all the comments you leave on our videos. Continue to share your ideas about our content in the comments section. Tell us in the comments what content you'd like to see on the Pioneer channel. And now let us begin if you're ready. The Pioneer reports. The war between Ukraine and Russia continues to be shaped not only by frontline fighting, but also by the innovations of modern technology and strategic moves. Beyond the military capabilities of the two countries, this war has become a complex power struggle in which international actors and alliances are directly or indirectly involved. The recent events in the Kursk region have once again demonstrated that the war should be seen in a global context, not just between the two sides. Ukraine's high-profile missile attack not only changed the balance on the ground, but also had a far-reaching impact on international relations. The alleged target of this attack, Merino Manor, is not just a compound, but also an underground command center that houses North Korea's top military personnel. This spot in the Kursk region of Russia was at the center of the Ukrainian military's attack with the joint British-French Storm Shadow missiles. With their 450-kilogram warheads and ranges of up to 500 kilometers, these missiles have once again proven their effectiveness in hitting strategic targets. The high-precision guidance systems of the Storm Shadow missiles make it possible to reach such difficult targets, and this is another level of technological capability of the Ukrainian military. The presence of North Korean troops in Kursk is another important factor that transforms this war from a regional conflict into an international crisis. North Korea is known to have sent around 10,000 troops to the region in support of Russia. However, reports from the field indicate that these troops face both physical and psychological challenges. While these problems in the adaptation process call into question North Korea's effectiveness in this war, they also reveal the current state of Moscow's search for international support. Allegations that North Korean generals and military personnel may be based in an underground command center in Merino make this attack even more remarkable. Sunlight images and video recordings shared on social media and various platforms after the attack revealed the extent of the incident more clearly. About a dozen Storm Shadow missiles were reportedly used against the underground compound center in Merino. The images clearly show three different buildings targeted by the missiles, with detailed maps of the areas hit. The complete inadequacy of Russian air defenses in this attack was another important point that drew the attention of experts. The fact that even a surveillance drone in the area could operate unhindered reveals the vulnerabilities in Russia's defense infrastructure. This operation sends a strong message not only to Russia but also to all actors directly or indirectly involved in this war. The Storm Shadow missiles provided by the UK to Ukraine has been one of the most important tools of this message. The effectiveness of the missiles has increased Ukraine's ability to reach strategic targets and made Britain's role in this war more prominent. In addition to the UK, the long-range ATACMS missiles provided to Ukraine by the US also started to be seen in the field during this period. The fact that these developments followed US President Joe Biden's decision to allow Ukraine to attack targets on Russian territory shortly before the Kursk attack once again revealed the influence of Western allies on the course of the war. The history of the Ukrainian army's use of Storm Shadow missiles in its attacks proves how effectively this weapon has been used. It's known that these missiles were used in the attacks on three different command centers in Russia in October. The Kursk operation, on the other hand, shows that Ukraine is pursuing an ever-expanding strategy and extending the dimensions of the war beyond military borders. In particular, the role of North Korea and other international actors in this war has become more intensely debated in the aftermath of the attack. In conclusion, the attack in Kursk has once again exposed Ukraine's strategic advantages in the war and Russia's defense vulnerabilities, while at the same time clarifying the roles of international actors in this war. Ukraine's increasing capacity to achieve strategic objectives with the support of its Western allies continues to be one of the most important factors shaping the course of the war. What do you think? How do you think the situation of North Korean troops will shape up in the coming days? Will the Russian military's North Korean troops really deliver what Russia wants? Let me know in the comments. I read and care about your opinions.